What up? What up? Big
What
Hurt.
up? We back, man.
16.
We back with car talks.
Card talk with the homie Mike. You know how we do it over here. Mike, give a shout out real quick all your social media.
Yeah, man. You can find me on Instagram, Mice Classics and More, Esco Elite Fitness on Instagram, uh, Esco Elite Mindset on YouTube, and same thing, Esco Elite Mindset on TikTok. I just started a TikTok, Herc, so I'm brand new to TikTok, dog.
Okay, yeah. TikTok. I've been trying to work the TikTok a little bit too. Uh,
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah,
I seen you on there.
yeah.
I'll follow you.
I tried so many different platforms, man. Between TikTok, Facebook, IG, X, Snapchat, Discord. I mean, shit, man.
On X too.
No, I mean I'm on it, but I don't really post on there. I mean, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah, I'm on Threads, and sometimes I remember to post on Threads. I just forward shit to Threads, man. I got quite a bit of following on Threads, like just from posting from it, Mike's Classics and More. I don't even really get on there really though.
So give the people an update on what's going on with the Camaro, man. I know you said the dashboard is coming together, the gauges and everything.
Yeah, I got my gauges in. The gauges are by Speed Hub, man, so they're fucking badass, bro. They're not your typical gauges that everybody's using out there in the industry. You know, everybody has those stock racing
So
gauges.
it's not
I got rid of
Meter or
those.
Dakota Digital. It's who?
They're not Dakota Digital. I still can't remember the goddamn name. I don't know why I can't remember the name of them, but I upgraded them to Speed Hut. So the dash is in. They're wiring everything up. And basically, I'm at the tail end of assembly, man. But from there, they should just troubleshoot everything, throw it on the dyno, and see where we're at, you know?
Do you already have exhaust on there and everything? Exhaust is
Oh, yeah. I got everything. Everything's in there.
AC, all that shit is wired up.
They got to wire that. I believe it is, or they're doing it now. I got vintage air in there, going in there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I think I'm at the wiring stage right now myself, and I'm hoping to have a video for everybody around the weekend of the 20th of a fire up. So the guy's saying they're gonna have the car, he should be able to start it. So we'll see. I'm at the tail end too. So hopefully by the 20th or 21st of this month, I'll be able to at least hear the car run.
yeah, man, we're close. I think me and you're going to be like right there, neck to neck, like being done wise, man.
Yeah.
It should be, it's exciting. It's finally coming to the tail end because, for a while you lose interest. It's in the shop, it's stagnant. It's kind of like ourselves. When you become stagnant in life, you have no motivation. Now it's like, all right, now we're close. My beat's already in, so that's already in the 212s. I think just got to put my panels together. I got to order some, what I need to do though, I just reminded myself, I got to remind the guys they can order me some seatbelts, some nice ones. Either some Simpsons or he named another brand, the 5-point
Oh
harness.
yeah. Cause you got it. Do you have a mini roll cage in there?
What
Do
now?
you have a mini roll cage or a half roll cage?
Well, mine goes through my roll cage it's not just the U-bar, it also goes through where the 6x9s go. So it goes into the trunk.
So are you gonna run the 5 points off the roll cage, or are you gonna how you gonna because you have the bar across the back, you're gonna run them over the
I
top.
got the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the bar. I think I'm gonna run it off the bar. Yeah, because I'm not gonna have no one in the back seat.
Yeah. Okay.
No point to. I don't want for what. That car's already low, bro. It's just gonna scrape the ground if I put somebody in the back seat. It's tight.
Well, what do you
That's
you have coilovers, right?
yeah. I got coilovers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's exciting, man. Like it's like having a house that you're not living in, and you're finally get to move into the house. So for those out there who have been through the build process, you know, it's rough, man. It's like you go through a lot of emotional changes. There's times like I almost contemplated like selling the car and just buying something done, and different things. But once you get to the point where you're close and everything that's went into the car, it's like, okay, I can kind of document everything so I don't have to worry about getting another car and troubleshooting.
You know what? I considered it too, man. I considered it like cutting my losses and find me a buyer and let them take it over, let them do what they hate. But I know I'd take a huge loss.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get lowballed. I had a dude who was interested in my car, like, man, you ever want to sell it? I'll take it as is, but cut me a deal. I'm like, I already know he's gonna lowball the fuck out of me. I'm basically have to give it away. It's gonna be sad to see him finish it one day or somebody finish it, and then I sit on the road and I'm like, I'm gonna be heartbroken, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, listen, I'm married, I'm happy, but it's like the girl that got away from me. I already lost the '63 Impala. I don't want to lose this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to let this one get away from me. Now it's too close. It ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere.
Well, no,
I ain't
you're
selling it.
exactly right, because once you get the car done, that that's a game changer with your brand. You know what I mean? With you know,
Oh yeah.
um, it's a unique car. You're not going to see a bunch of them out there. Yeah, man. I went to an event today, and it was pretty cool. It's called the Cooper State 1000, and
Okay.
so they
Okay.
had these people who signed up for a rally. It's 1,000 miles just in Arizona, though. They go like all around Arizona, but they had some. One
Damn.
dude had a 68 Camaro Z28.
Ooh.
One dude had a 65 Shelby GT350. There are the Ferrari Daytona convertible, 300 SL Goldwing. So a bunch of cool cars mixed in. Alfa Romeos, Aston Martins, all classics though. It had to be. They were 70 pre 73. So
Okay.
it was pretty cool, man. But when you see people, that's the thing about like this classic car hobby. When you see older cars on the road, dude, it says a lot because you're talking about a car that's 60 something years old still driving.
And not only that, think about this, dog. It withstood this it withstood the stands of time, if I've said it correctly. Like think how much the world has changed since those cars were first created, what it's gone through, and it's still here.
Yeah, yeah.
2024, and that's to me like that's what separates. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love exotics. I think Ferraris are beautiful. I think they're nice cars. I like some Aston Martins. I like some fucking Lamborghinis. I'll be rich. I don't hate on the exotics. They're a beautiful car. I like some Euros, but nothing like a classic. When a classic pulls up, it's just a different kind of
But
attention. Like I said, we got Santana Row here, and there's always exotics out there. But pull up in a classic muscle car, and crowd starts forming around you, bro. It's different.
well,
I know they
even
get salty.
even with it, like you said, Aston Martin. But like you pull an Aston Martin up, a new one. Okay, you got the Volante, but then you pull up in a 1967 DB4 or 65,
Ooh,
dude. You're
yeah,
like, it's a
yeah, it's
whole
true.
nother level, man. Because you
That's
can't
true.
just go. That's a time capsule. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So
it is.
it's different, man. I mean, like you said, I don't hate on them either, but it's just a different car culture, and we're gonna kind of get into it when you talk about like car shows and car meetups, and you've been to a lot of meetups, man, and
Yeah,
so it's just a different attitude, like going to Good Guys and then going to like an exotic car meetup, like the
yeah,
conversations and what you got, like the camaraderie. Like when you go to like
yes,
Good Guys or the Pomona Roaster Show, and you see a guy who built this car, man. It took him 7 years, and this guy, yeah, he might have a Ferrari, maybe a Porsche or something at home, but that classic car, dude,
kills,
it's a
kills.
different vibe.
You can't. Sometimes you see some of these cars, bro, like at the roaster show, the Pomona one, the what is that? The January show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
big one.
yeah.
You see some of the cars, and then you just can't stop staring at them, bro. You're just like love. You're like fangirling out, bro. Like they're a celebrity to sell some of these cars. You're like, God damn, look at the, because we know what it takes, and people don't understand who don't know all the little details what it takes to build something like that. Everything's hand. That's what took my car so long. Everything's hand fabricated. My fuel lines are custom. They don't make a intake manifold for a big block Chevy. You know what I'm saying? For Whipple, that has to be hand fabricated and made. I changed the firing order so it fires like an LS motor. So I have a big block, probably the only big block around that I know that fires like an LS cam. I mean, what else did I do to that thing? I mean, all the brackets are custom. All the one out. I had March pulley system. We had to add more brackets for the belt. So there's a lot of little things that went into that car, man, to make it work, bro. It's like you got to play a musical note, and all has to work together. It's not easy. It's not something I slapped together, bolt on, dropped an LS. No, that's why this took so long. It's all fully custom, man. I mean, it's basically a SEMA car without having to spend $1 million. If I go and spend 150,000 on a paint job and do some body mods and go over the top with the interior, it's a full blown like indoor SEMA car, But I built it for the streets, man. I didn't build it for show. I built it for me, and I built it for like I want to have fun with it. I'm gonna get on it because the horsepower I'm gonna be making. The dyno, we're shooting for 1,000 or more horsepower the rear wheels.
No, what do you think about the different personalities when you go to like the classic car shows, the roadster shows, and then when you go to like say Ferrari, of Palo Alto or something. What do you? I mean, how is the interaction? I know for myself, and like I said, I'm not judging, but I've been to. uh, Lamborghini Newport.
Yeah.
Uh,
You also been to that one show that I never been to. What's that one in Monterey, bro? It's real
oh, Pebble
snooty,
Beach.
bro. You have to dress right.
Pebble
Yeah,
Beach.
Pebble Beach.
Now,
It looks too. That looks too uptight. I could go to that. I knew some people could have got me tickets, but I was like, man, I got to keep it real,
no,
man. I
no.
got to dress
Well,
the way I want to
let me back you up on that one. And that one, to be honest, if you brought the Mero, dude, you would have people talking to you all day. See, Monterey, Pebble Beach is different. Like you have quail, and then you have like little side shows. I mean, there's stuff all week, but Monterey, and every time I tell people, they're like, "Oh man, it's bougie." But I went now. If you go to Pebble Beach to show on Sunday, people dress up. But dude, the lawn, there is no new cars. It's all classics, and they're
Yeah,
European.
yeah.
And then they did actually they actually added a hot rod category, so they have
Oh,
classic hot rods there from like 30s, 40s, 50s. They haven't got to the muscle car like Pro Touring, but I see that eventually maybe creeping in there. But Monterey, as far as the Pebble Beach Car Show, it's all classics. It's people who appreciate engineering, design, just like fabrication. So it's different. But you do have the people there with all the money who just buy the newest Lambo or the newest Ferrari, and they're there too. But I took my Cougar there one year, and man, dude, I got props. I did a rally when I was down there, and I was on the ass of some other car. And they're like, dude, that's a cool car. So I did get some attention there, and it's car people, because some people, they go to Laguna Seca when they go to Pebble Beach Week, and they're not necessarily like guys who are buying Bugattis. So they're like,
yeah.
they're car guys like us. So if you just went out there and hung out for a couple of days, and dude, you'd pull up somewhere and you would have people, dude, pop your hood. Nobody says pop the hood of a Lambo, McLaren.
No,
You know what I mean?
never. You're right. You're right about
It's
that.
different. It's different, man. And it goes back to what I was saying when I went to Lamborghini Newport, not to blast Lamborghini Newport, because they put on a great event, and I went like it's probably 5, 6 years ago, but I had my Cougar, and I had just did it the first time, and I parked next to a guy in a Gallardo, and he had the Lambo hat on, the Lambo jacket, and I walked away, popped my hood, and I came back, and he's like, "Who let this car park next to my car?" And he was talking like this and that, and some kid came by, he's like, "Dude, that's a '68 Cougar XR7, bro. That's fucking dope, bro." And he was all into it. But the guy in the Lamborghini, obviously, he don't know cars, and obviously, if he didn't look and see that for what I put into my car, I could have got a Gallardo. You know what I mean? If I would have like not put all the shit into my XR7 '68 Cougar with all the stuff, I could have bought a used Gallardo. It's not like those are like, oh my god, it's like but for
Nah.
me, we're into like I'm into cars that say something about your personality and stuff
Yep.
you grew up around. The Bay Area Cougars, Camaros,
Yep.
Chevelles,
Yep. Yep.
Mustangs. That was my thing. So I like Lambos, but because of that reason, I kind of like started like I don't really even want one of those cars. I mean, even money in the pocket, I go get another old school.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I could have. Same thing like a few years back when I said about a decade ago when I was balling out, I was in San Diego and I happened to walk by a dealership and I think there was I don't know if it was a Lamborghini or Ferrari. It was cheap though. It was only like 130 G's and I was like, damn, babe, I could snatch that right now for what I'm spending on my Camaros. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that, but for some reason I didn't. Some part of me is just, I still want the old schools. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's part of your personality. And think about this. We're about that muscle car life or car life in the Bay Area. Motherfucking E40 made a rap song about it. Muscle car,
Yeah,
slap it.
yeah,
Muscle car,
yeah.
and he's slapping. It still slaps. You bump that in your car, pull up, people are like, hell yeah, muscle cars. So E40's into muscle cars. He's rapped about that. What that song probably was like late 90s, early 2000s, some in that era. So we're about that life.
But I always say too, don't buy a car to try to be something. Buy a car if you're, unless I mean, if you're just buying transportation, cool. But if you're gonna spend the money, I mean, dude, if I see you in your Camaro or your classic, it's like I understand. I don't care if it's a goddamn Javelin, an AMC Javelin. That means you sought that car out for whatever reason. And maybe your uncle had it, your dad had it, your grandpa had it. You know what I mean? You've seen it somewhere and it left an impression on you. But that says something, man. And like I said, I'm not saying that, you know, you got a Lambo, you're a douchebag, but, you know, there's certain people, you know, it's like, dude, that you act like, you know, oh man.
Let's be honest, big dog. Why do those guys buy those cars? Let's think long and hard. Why those dudes? They have money. They're either tech dudes. They came into money. Their business blew up. Why do they buy those cars? They want attention, and then a lot of times they want attention from the ladies. It's not even for themselves. It doesn't fit them. They're scared to drive that car. They cruise it. I'll pull up on them. I'll look at them like, "What's up? You want to run?"
Yeah,
They don't want the smoke.
yeah.
They know I'll go. They won't go. I'll go all the way. So they really want it because they want a little attention. A lot of them are not the clown, but they're fucking nerds. They're dorks. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't do nothing in high school. You know, so they got a little older. I'll give it to them. They got money. They came across some money. Maybe they won the lottery. I don't know, but they are who that, like you said, it fits their personality. At the end of the day, they're still dorks. They're still who they are. They're not solid, and that's what I'm calling them. They're not like you said. They didn't build the car to their personality. They just went out and bought that car, sought that car. They're really not, and they're not confident like they think they are. They hide behind their money in the car. They're like, that's not real confidence, dog.
Well,
You know what I'm
you know
saying?
what you made a point there where you bought the car to try to accentuate your personality, but that's
Yep.
not really, you know, who you are. But that car, you're thinking, because like you said, they don't know you know, they don't know nothing about the engine. Maybe they know some
Nothing.
specs off of YouTube. They don't know, you know, maybe they know about maybe they got custom wheels, but other than that, they don't know nothing about like the fuel system, nothing about, you know, what kind of, if it has a cam, because they most likely didn't do nothing to the motor. Who did the dash or custom interior or, you know, the exhaust on it, and they're driving it and they're, it's like, dude, I mean, your exhaust, that's it? I mean, you
Yeah.
know, you're not really, to me, I don't know, man. I just, a lot of the guys I met that have those cars, man, you know, like you said, they act like douchebags, bro.
Yeah. And a lot of times they don't even know their own specs of their cars. You ask them how much horsepower, what's it running the quarter mile. Just throw stuff at them to fuck with them, you know. Just little stuff to see if they know about their car. They don't even know nothing about their car. And again, they act all snotty. And some of them, I've been to that one. It was pretty good actually. Is it Costa Mesa? A meetup? It's a morning meetup. It's the day before a quarantine cruise. It's pretty cracking. They do muscle cars,
Oh, you're
exotics,
talking
bikes.
about
Come on.
that's the San Clemente outlets.
That was pretty
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. That show.
Pretty cool. There's some hitters there. There's some pretty cool dudes there.
Yeah,
But I can tell some exotics think they're all that. And I hit my pipes right back on. I'm like, come on, let's see what you made of there.
that's why I can't wait
Let's
to.
go.
I can't wait to get my car back, man. Because like, dude, it's like you said, pulling up in that old school, and somebody's looking at your car like, oh man, this is hella old. I remember a guy pulled up on me. He was in a Porsche Cayman, and he pulled in the goddamn in the bike lane. You know how they pull in the bike lane, the lights red, like they're gonna try to cut you off. And
Yeah.
dude, I got on it, man. I didn't really even get on it. I just paced him, and then he tried to get on it, and I just punched it a little bit. And he looked, he's like, man, what the hell? What year is that car, man? What you got in there? You know? And that's when I had the little horsepower with the blower with that wasn't really even dialed in. So, you know, I'm excited, man, to get the car back and be able to really, you know, put it through the test.
Yeah, that car's gonna be dope, bro. Your Chevelle. It's gonna snap some necks. It's gonna be a conversation piece. You know, people are gonna pick your brain about it. It's gonna be prideful when you pop the hood and just people see it, man. And it's cool because what I like about meetups is versus car shows. It depends what kind of car show, how formal it is, but meetups like I was a SEMA. I had my 69 at Arc Audio booth outside. I met some people, you know, they stopped and talked to me. But meetups, it's like people are more personable. People really like, they're more like family oriented. I don't know, people talk to you more. You meet a lot more people. It's a different bond. And then for me, I go to certain meetups and I got a big ass outlet of crew that I got a boy Muscle and Bully. Shout out to my boy Mako. He'll put together like a rollout. They'll be like 200 deep. And then we all kind of know each other in the community. We come from all over and we just shut anything down. We even had a police escort once, escort us out of the parking lot to the highway. I was like, what the fuck? This is pretty dope. They respect it. We met up somewhere in the East Bay, and there was cops, but they were just kind of like admiring the cars, just looking at us. They knew we were in trouble. They knew we were about to just go roll, and that's kind of cool. Like sometimes they support it, you know, the cops. They know like we're not up to no good because we're not those fucking idiots that go and do those what do you call those Bay Bridge where they shut the Bay
The
Bridge?
takeovers.
Yeah, we're not the takeover dudes, or we're not the fucking dudes that go dip donuts in the middle of the night of Oakland and do all that stupid fucking shit. I'm all against that. I clown on those pages. They get mad like, fuck your little fucking bullshit events. You make it hot for us.
Yeah.
You guys have buckets anyways, and you guys are morons. So you make it all look bad.
What's your favorite in the last 3-4 years? What's your favorite car meetup you've been to, and your favorite car show you've been to?
My favorite meetup that I've been to was where me and you met at. Well, we didn't meet there, but
Quarantine Cruise.
Quarantine Cruise,
Yeah,
hands down.
that place that's always lit. Yeah.
Baddest. The reason that one was the baddest is I drove my car all the way from San Jose to LA. That's fun in itself, getting on the highway with a few of my guys. We're fucking cruising muscle cars all the way to LA. So that was fun, and just that turnout was insane, man. And they did it it was during the quarantine when everything was locked down, right?
During COVID, bro. What was it, like 2019?
2020.
Was it 2020?
Did we go 2020 or 2021?
No, it had to be 2020 because it's 2024, and I've almost been out here 4 years, so it had to be 2020 or the end of 2019 that summer, or 2020.
I can't remember, but you know what was dope too? Is that Huntington Beach gave the the state of California the fuck you finger and was wide open for business. I was like, this is fucking, even the hotel I was staying at where you interviewed me, wide open for business, pool party, everything was popping. I went to the morning meetups, came back, and we were just chilling. It was cool. So that was nice in itself that county basically told the state, we're not locking down. So that was fun, and plus, to me, that meetup's best, hands down the best meetup. You got PCH, man. You can't beat PCH. You can't beat that driving on PCH. It's something different along the ocean, man. And the stops and
I think it's cool too because that cruise, it's not just the car show, but everybody drives together and go to another location. And that was a great twist because most car shows you just get there, you park, but when you have like a meetup and then from there you go to a second destination and meet up again. That shit is, that's cool, man. And everybody, like you said, when I went there and met you, there was like dudes from the Bay. They came like,
That was my boys. Came deep. We came deep. SS Dragons, one of them, we came deep.
Yeah. And so that right there, that bond, and the fact that everybody's just, very humble, talking about their bills. Nobody's like, trying. Oh man, I spent this and that. It's like, okay. Everybody has, people have money. Some people have more money than the next person. But this guy works hard, but he's finally finished his car and brought it to the quarantine cruise. Dude, that's respect, man.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a big honor to make it. And you know what else I liked about it? Guess who supports our industry? Is hardcore, man, deep in the game. Yeah, he buys them, Bill, but I got to give shout out to Kevin Hart, man. He's a huge car nut, bro. That dude's got a collection of cars.
Yeah.
I met him too. He was a cool dude. We talked, and my boy Will talked with him, and I got him in my phone somewhere. He's a cool dude, man. He bought that '69 Camaro off a friend of mine from that Thomas Customs built, the one that he has in his collection.
Okay, yeah, I've seen him at a couple. I know he's been to a couple of quarantine cruises, and they did the Plastic Cup Boys. They filmed an episode there, and everybody I've seen there at the quarantine cruise, just down to earth, cool people. And I really enjoyed going to that one. I think outside of that car event, which is every month, I would say Monterey, just the vibe, and that's why I always say the vibe is cool because
Monterey's cool.
It's you got Carmel, you got the road, you got you'll drive down the street, and there'll be Lambos, but then you'll see a classic. I remember driving, I seen a dude in a classic 67 fastback Mustang. I'm like, oh man, that's sick. Or I see a dude pull through in a drop, a Camaro or something. So you have a little bit of everything, even though you have the super rich people. But it's just, I like seeing cars on the road. I don't like seeing I'm not impressed with a trailer queen.
Nah, hell no. Exactly. I want to drive my car, man. I want to enjoy it. And that's what I told you, in the future one day, hopefully in the near future, sometime in the future, you could drive your car down to me to San Jose. We could film in the studio, do a podcast, and then we could I'll take you on one of the best drives you've ever been on. We'll go up to Monterey, then I'll take you a 17-mile drive, bro, where all the rich-ass people are. Where they have that golfing tournament, Pebble Beach. Hey, there's a restaurant over there. We'll pull up. My boy has a Ferrari. We'll go to the restaurant on the beach there. drive our cars. I took my ZL1, man. I should have filmed it more, but that drive is hella fun, man. Going along the 17-mile drive along Pebble Beach and shit.
I've seen that
That's a cool
drive. That drive is it's a dope.
That's cool.
That is. That's a
Fun.
dope drive. What do you think
It
about
is.
the Pleasanton Good Guys show?
It's good for what it is. It's good. It's you know what? I will say this. It's gotten way better over there. There's a lot more hitters, bro. There used to be like I won an award there. Muscle Machine of the Year. I won an award many years ago in my 69. But the competition there now is fierce. Like when they do the serious one, I think is in August while the hitters come out. Like that's our big
Yeah.
one. And yeah, they got some hitters now because you got to. I shout out my other boy too, man, good friend of mine, East Bay Muscle Car Steve. He's pulling out heat. You know what I'm saying? Like there's heat coming out of his shop. $1 million bills. Got to shout out my boy DJ Designs. People hate on him because his interior jobs. They start like 50,000 and up, bro. He's no joke. He's SEMA level.
Well,
That's why he charges.
people,
So we got hitters coming out of the Bay, man. There's a lot just out of the Bay alone. We got some hitters
well, I've seen
coming
the
out.
East Bay, and then I've seen there's a guy out of there who just did an interior on the Porsche. This guy used to build muscle cars, and he was on Autotopia, but he said that Porsche.
I know Autotopia.
Yeah,
Friends of mine.
Yeah, that guy. He sold that
I
Porsche
know.
for 1.3. But yeah, the game now, when you talk about
changed.
quality, it's changed. It's not just about throwing tubular control arms and a brake
No.
booster, and and
An LS, drop an LS, and
Yeah.
then maybe supercharge it and
Yeah.
change the wheels and maybe upgrade to TMI interior. No, it's a different ball game, bro. These guys, the way they're building these things are like serious contenders, bro. Like people think like, oh, exotics, this and that. Like, bro, some of these our cars cost more than exotics, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all just don't know what it costs. The labor, the time and labor, like Steve, for example, East Bay Muscle Cars, you want a one-off custom item, he tells you, you're paying for everything I do. So if I have to redo something 4 or 5 times to get it right, you're paying for that. That's his rule because it's one-off. There's no schematics. There's no blueprint. You're going to be the one of one. And I've seen the Camaros he's done. I haven't seen his Mustang yet. I need to reach out to him. And like I said, even one day, if you come out here, I'll make it so we can go visit his shop. I'll make it a tour so we can film, tour. Like I'll make it a weekend for us. Pull up in the cars because he's a friend of mine. He's out in Tracy now. And told him I want to visit his shop because I respect that. I respect what these guys do, man. It's tedious, it's expensive, and these rich guys are fucking saying, you know what, fuck it, I want to be one of one. I respect that. A lot of money,
What do you think about Hot August Nights? Is that still popping?
Yeah, I haven't gone, but that's even gotten better because they have they got like it's like a mini SEMA, I'd say now. And they got these like a car show there, like a legit, the best contenders, and they have like a legit prize, and they bring out some hitters now. It's gotten better over the years. I haven't gone back in like 10 years, but my guys from the club have gone, and that show sells out every year, bro. Like what is it, April? Probably can't even get a room right now. I thought about, do I want to go? Do I want to not? I just get nervous, man. I don't know if I want to leave my '69 Camaro outside, man. I don't trust nobody, not even those valet people. I don't know.
Yeah, because I
don't trust
know. I haven't been to Hot August Nights, man, since I was probably 18 years old, like long time ago. And I know it got pretty rowdy because
I got hood.
it got
It was hood back
and then they're trying to bring it back. But I think it's the same week in August as Monterey Car Week.
If I had to pick between the two, I'd probably do Monterey. I'm probably gonna meet you this year. It's been a while since I've been to Monterey, but it's fun. Monterey is cool. It's different. I used to live out in Salinas, so I used to spend a lot of time in Monterey. And you got a lot of little events going on in Monterey.
Yeah.
I even went into the R&M auction by accident. I walked in and there was a Ferrari on the block, and that motherfucker was going for like 25 mil. I was like, damn, this is just stupid. 25, 30 mil, stupid money. But we know they ain't not driving that car. That's basically a rich billionaire wants to put his collection, maybe sit on it for a year or so, and then resell it and make profit. Or just sit at it and park in his living room and have a show-off piece because he's that rich.
Yeah.
They're not driving that car.
Yeah, there was
driving
one
that.
dude I seen in Monterey. I think he had the highest mileage Enzo in the world, and he was putting miles on that bitch. But he drives.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. There was a guy.
A new one or old school?
No, he had an Enzo, Ferrari Enzo. This is back in
Shit.
the day, and he had that. He had a couple other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought of LaFerrari, bro, the new one, the remake.
He had an Enzo, and then I want to say he had maybe a Carrera GT, like a Porsche Carrera GT. But he said he drives all his cars, which is like you said, is a lot of those cars. They're investment pieces like artwork. You don't really drive it anywhere. Maybe you'll go to your local Cars and Coffee like 10 miles from your
Yeah.
but you're not really driving the car. So You know, it's like a Riddler car. Like when you see a car like that on the road,
You're not driving
oh
it.
man, dude, it's whole nother level, man. Whole nother level.
You're not driving a Riddler. It's too risky. You can't get a scratch on that thing. Like I said, I watched the whole program on Riddler, and they showed what their judging is like. Because I never understood how do they judge and how do you win. Basically, every car starts off at 100, and they find things to pick it apart. Any little thing. You can have a speck of dust. You miss anything in the interior, anything, mark. A little, you missed this part, mark. That's how they do it. I was like, oh, so that's how they judge it. So basically, every car starts on an even platform, and they start creating marks. Any little thing, man, they'll catch it. They'll go there with a little glass to see, like they see anything. Your paint looks a little off, a little chip, mark. Like, damn,
There
they're
was
crazy
actually
with
a
that.
guy who won the Riddler a couple years ago, and he had a, I don't know if you remember, it was a yellow 72 Riviera, and he won the
Yep.
Riddler. That guy
Yep.
autocrosses that car. He drives it. He's out of Canada. I want to say, I don't know if it's Ontario, Canada, but I've seen something about his shop because they just did a Cougar Fastback, but he actually drives, like he builds his cars for Riddler, but also like you can drive them, and that's pretty rare.
I like that though, because he's like, you know what? I already won. I won the highest award. What's there more to win? I did it. Now it's time to enjoy it. It's a done deal. It's time to enjoy it. It's kind of reminds me of the lowriding dudes. So I come from that era, and I gone to all the super shows, LA super shows, and I remember Loco 64. He was the king at that time, and then he was going up against another dude. I can't remember. It was like a Lincoln Continental, all tricked out. He had like a Las Vegas theme, and I remember they were beefing at the end. He lost that year, and he was like, "Man, fuck that. Tell that dude to start the car and drive it. It doesn't start, doesn't run. He shouldn't win." He was hitting his switches, driving his car like my car starts and runs. That car don't. He don't deserve to win the trophy. Throw it here. It's my way. It was ready to basically go at it like north and south to ready to go at it at that show. I was right there witnessing. He was right. Drive your
Oh,
shit.
so
Let's see. Get it
the guy who won his car didn't drive?
they had to like rig it to start it, bro. You know, it was like a showpiece. It was straight a trailer, a trailer beauty, just from show to show on the trailer. But they're like, I think they changed the rules. Like your shit has to start and drive, and it should.
Well,
You know,
even
like
in Monterey, when they do the when you get the basically the Concours Award, you have to your car has to
you got
complete
to
that
drive.
17 mile. It has to do that. If it doesn't complete that,
Oh,
yeah, every car you see on the grass on Sunday
really?
it has to drive that 17 mile. If your car, like you said, if your car can't complete
I
that,
like that.
it's
I
automatically
like that.
disqualified.
I like that. You know, Jay Leno won one year. He was hella happy because like I beat billionaires because a lot of billionaires own those old school. I don't know those cars. It's not my lane, but there's just fancy old, rich looking dudes, old Bugattis and stuff like that, and that's commendable, bro. That they make them do that. Like, yeah, you should be able to drive your shit. What the fuck's the point? It's a car at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You should be
No,
able to drive it.
I totally agree. It's kind of like SEMA though, bro. You know, you go to SEMA and some of those cars they just roll them in there, and it's like, dude, I've seen cars, and then I'm like, okay, where's your YouTube video? And there's no video of that car even rolling. Like they got all these views, and the car made it into the showroom, but you never seen that car get on it on the freeway. You never seen that car like hitting the track. You never seen that car doing anything but being at SEMA, and that's disappointing. Like when I look for a shop and you talk about you guys are we're swapping this, we're putting this. Like, okay, what happened to that car? After SEMA, it
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What happens to it? Is it you're gonna drive it? I mean, you already did SEMA. What's the point? What are you gonna do to it? Because once you build a car on that level and you sink that kind of money, especially when you're starting to sink over $1 million, like for example, the Ring Brothers. What happens to all their cars that they build? Their Ring Brothers were king of SEMA for many years, $1 million bills. I think they do build them to drive though. I think that
Well,
Chevelle they built.
had,
Remember that crazy ass
had
Chevelle they
um,
built?
that Camaro I sent you the link to on Jay Leno. That was their car. Remember the one I sent you the link to, and they just I think I sent you that link, and yeah, I sent it to you this week. They just had that last Camaro they built was on Jay Leno. Jay Leno filmed the whole episode driving that car, and it was driving. So I give them props because it wasn't a car they built just to look at in the showroom or somebody's garage. They
Yeah,
actually, and and it takes a lot for a builder to be able to, you know, have that type of integrity where, hey, man, you build me this car, I'm gonna beat on it. So, know that your reputation is riding on the quality of your car, because if you build a car and the car, like, it breaks down or it has no reliability, why am I spending $300,000 on a car that I can't drive every day if I wanted to?
Yeah, it makes no sense. Because at the end of the day, man, what are you building it for if you can't drive it? That's the whole purpose. You're doing all this badass shit to it. Badass suspension, badass brakes, best motor, best everything. Why doesn't it drive? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Why not just take the 300 and go buy a fucking Lambo or Ferrari? Go
Yeah.
get something new right off the lot, you know? Or even get a new C8 Vet already ZR1 already tricked out, or go get a Dodge Demon already ready to go. Why go waste
That
money? Your car ain't gonna perform.
that's why I used to watch that guy from the Bay, SS Sean. Remember,
Oh yeah, I know Sean. That's my boy. I know Sean.
he's in
Hmm.
Texas now, but he redid that
Yep.
Chevelle. I just seen he redid it, but I would give him props because he would have that Chevelle with that Pro Charger, and he would drive that bitch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He
Oh, he'll
wasn't
whip
just
that thing. He'll whip that thing.
yeah, he wasn't like just going to car shows and posing. He was
No.
actually bringing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Sean runs him, bro. He'll run him. He tried to run up against Donk and lost because he jumped the fucking line or something stupid, and Donk wouldn't race him because like, oh, you jumped the line. There's no point. You lost. I was like, that was so bullshit. I was there at that Sacramento
Oh, did
Speedway,
they?
that
That's
race.
right. They did. They didn't do a run back for that.
Donk wouldn't do it. He just said, ah, you lost. Fuck it. You jumped. Done. Pay me.
I think
He
he
didn't
didn't
want to
want to
miss.
really race him, like you know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. I mean, it's almost like what's the name? He does a lot of street cars too. Is Team Bodie out of Sac.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Bodie and them, and he built some sick ass cars, but he runs his shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He runs his
Odie
shit.
don't play.
Yeah, and when you see people building stuff like that, where the motors, you put that kind of money into a motor, you want to know that your engine is actually what they said, what it claims to be, not just, oh man, I got a Wagner motor, or I got a fucking Nelson's Racing, and but it's only got 1,200 miles. What are you doing with it? If you ain't, what would you do with it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a boy doing that right now, putting a Wagner 1100 horsepower LSX 427, but it's got to be able to run. I want to hear it run.
Yeah, yeah,
I want to see
yeah.
what's the point of you spending that kind of money on that motor. That motor ain't cheap. That's like a $35,000 motor.
You, you,
That
you
thing better
know you
run.
know what put Nelson's Racing on the map?
Nah,
Have you ever Googled YouTube Nelson's Racing 2,000 horsepower Camaro?
I heard about that
You
car.
ain't seen that
I heard
video?
about it. Nah,
Dude, it's
I
got
need to go
millions of
watch.
views. You gotta when we get off of this, you gotta watch that video. He's got a '69 Camaro. Dude, that thing is going down PCH and going through the canyons. It's a beast, bro.
Nasty,
Nasty.
nasty.
Oh my god.
Ah, I love that, man. I watched a lot of Big Red's videos, man. I remember when he was killing when he was known as the Ferrari killer. Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
He was just smoking those dudes and built to drive. And then he went to the Mojave and he broke the 200 miles easy. Then he broke the 250. And that's what inspired me. Like, I want to be a part of the 200 mile per hour club. And people are like, you're crazy. Like, nah, my car got the horsepower to do it. I just need to make sure it has the aerodynamics. I got the cage. Got to wear my helmet. I just got to practice. I got to get used to it. I got to get used to, okay, I hit 160. Now I got to 170. Like, I hit 160 my Z01 easy. But, 200 is a different beast. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
in the old school, it's different too because you're talking about this car is hand built. You know what I mean? You got bolts and nuts and screws and fuel systems. You got tuning. It's not like
Yeah.
you went and got, like you said, a McLaren that came from the factory that had X amount of billions of dollars of R&D. Your R&D,
Yeah.
you are the R&D in your car. You know,
Yeah.
so you got to put it on track, like you say, get used to the power. And I ain't gonna lie, man. When I first had my Chevelle and I got it dialed in a little bit, and dude, you had to get used to it because if I step right on it, that thing would be like just like all the back end. I mean, it ain't no traction control, it ain't no ABS.
No. It'll get away from you. Even me, they told me I got to drive my car. The best advice they gave me, my guy, was like, pretend there's an egg under your foot. That's the way you give it gas. Pretend there's an egg very
Yeah.
softly. You can't just step on it like that because he says I can go 70 in my Camaro, drop that in fourth gear or third gear and really step on it to the floor and still rip the tires at 70. But it can get away, so you got to be careful with that. You got to respect that power.
And I seen where what's the name built that Hennessy, the Exorcist, with 1,100 horsepower with Z01, right?
That's even nastier. Yup.
Yeah, and that thing broke two.
Now was that 1100 to the wheels or your motor?
No, I want to say to the wheels, bro. I want to say 1,100 because he built 1,000. And then I want to say the Exorcist is like maybe that's close to the wheels, and that's supercharged.
He built that motor. He had to go with a iron block. I don't see him doing aluminum because we're pushing it to the brink already with aluminum. Usually you'll melt something.
Yeah,
You can only push aluminum so hard.
yeah. I think it might have been. I don't know what he switched out, like with the, because you changed the
LSX, you go LSX block. LSX block's cast iron. Maybe a long block. I don't know. Maybe when long block.
probably
I don't know how.
LSX because you figure when you
Yeah,
upgrade the supercharger, the pulley, the bottom end torque, and then you got you're changing the gearing in your transmission so you don't blow the gears out.
you have to.
You know,
And the clutch. You got to go aftermarket clutch. You can't go stock.
yeah,
You'll burn them.
yeah,
And the rear end. I don't think the stock rear end will handle that kind of horsepower. I don't see it.
yeah. You're right. You probably got to change your gearing in the back.
Yeah.
You're
So there's a lot that goes into that because me, I'm pushing it at the brink. If I go E85, I could probably break. I'm 786 pump gas, so E85, I'm probably breaking like 8 and some change rear wheels.
so once you get the car back, you break it in. What is like one of the first things you want to do to kind of get a feel for the car? Are you gonna try to see about going out to Laguna Seca? Are you gonna try to take it on a do a maybe a like a half mile event? Or what are you thinking?
I wouldn't mind going to Sears Point.
Okay.
Sears Point. I have a few friends that go to Sears Point. One of my boys is like really connected. My boy Scotty autocrosses, so I'm gonna get his take. I'm gonna ask him what we think we should do. I want him to come out with me because he's very experienced. He competes. He competes in Optima. He goes to Good Guys. So shout out to my boy Scotty. So because he's gonna be like my second tuner, like my backup dude. Because once this car leaves the shop, they're building cars and stuff, but I'm pretty much gonna shake my hands and remove myself from them. Not like that because they're so busy. I don't know if I want to keep going back to him. I want him to get second eyes on the tuning and see what I should do. Like maybe I want to drive it obviously to get a feel for the car, but maybe go out to like Laguna, not Laguna, but Sears Point with him because like I said, he competes and get a feel for the car. Because I don't want to be arrogant and cocky. Think, yeah, I could drive. I got bars, but this is a whole different beast. I got to get a feel for this car. You know what I mean? I got to get used to her.
What's the fastest old school you've been in?
Oh, my boy Ray, 67 Camaro. He's got a LSA motor. Motherfucker had my knuckles wide. We're meeting up with boys. Where were we crossing? What bridge is that? Not the Bay Bridge. What's the other one crossing Hayward?
San Leandro Bridge? Is it San Leandro?
You know the one that cuts through Hayward to go to San Francisco?
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember the name of it, but
Not. I don't know why I keep saying Dunbarton. It's not Dunbarton. Damn, am I drawing a man? Hell, my brain ain't working, man. But we were going across that bridge, and he got on, and I was like, "Bro, don't lose it, or we're going to the ocean, dog." 'Cause that one's low to the ocean. That was not high. You know, the Bay Bridge is way above the
yeah,
water.
yeah, yeah.
Lower. You know, you could see the water a little bit. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got on
But
it?
oh yeah, he got on it. We were moving because he had some boys with some Euros. I think like CTSVs, and I think there might have been an M30 or a BMW, and then we were getting on it, bro. It was wide open. He got on it. I was a passenger. I'm usually not the passenger of someone's car. That was the fastest old school I personally been in.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's making like because the same shop that is building my '69 built that, so he's probably making like I want to say like 800 horses to the motor,
Okay.
so probably like 650 or something to the rear end. But that's a '67 Camaro that weighs 3,200 pounds. So you got to think about it. My Z01 makes close to 800, but it's also a heavy car. You're talking about a 4,500 pound car probably with all the electronics, the supercharger, the seats. You know, so those old schools are a lot lighter, way lighter. You know what I'm saying? So power to weight ratio, that thing was fucking moving. I could feel it. I could feel that torque when you got on it.
Did he have a Tremec with a 6-speed?
Yeah, he had Tremec 6-speed. Yep.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's a different power band in an old school,
Yeah.
man. When you feel that thing shifting, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I mean, every time I think of old school, I think
You feel everything.
you feel everything, man. I mean, I think
Yeah,
I
you feel
think
that road. You feel like you're on the fucking road, like right there in a go kart. Like you're right there, like you've been in those go karts, right? When you're on the road, you
yeah,
feel the road.
yeah.
That's what it feels like. You're in a go kart, fast ass go kart.
It's just raw. You know what I mean? It's raw.
Oh,
It's raw power, and it
yeah,
it it gives you a different feeling, man. You know,
it does.
it gives you a different feeling.
It does. Like again, my Z01, it's fun. And I built it because I did something unique that no one's done to their Camaros. Probably mine is the only one around. I've yet to find one, but I had magnetic ride on there. You know what the magnetic ride is, right?
That's the CTSVs have that, right?
Huh?
I think the CTSVs have that same ride with the suspension that kind of like keeps the car down.
Came from Ferrari. Chevrolet borrowed it from Ferrari. Ferrari was used as suspension for long. So I took that out and I put Ride Tech instead. The reason I did that because I wanted to sit lower. I couldn't. They only had lower instruments. I couldn't get to sit. So my guy was like, "Let's just go Ride Tech aftermarket." And it feels like kind of like an old school. I feel everything on the road, bro.
Oh,
I feel every little bump. It feels everything. So it almost feels like an old school in a newer car.
so,
And like I said, no, I've yet to see a new Camaro or CT with that setup.
so
So
the
I feel
magnetic
everything.
ride, you didn't like it?
Huh?
You didn't like the magnetic ride?
I did. I did. I did. I couldn't get sitting as low as it sits now.
Okay, okay.
I couldn't get it. And then he just made a suggestion, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's go." I just wanted to be different. I'm one of those guys, man. You talk me into shit to be different and be one of one, and I'll do it. That's just how I am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that I don't know. I mean, the fastest old school. I flash back to when I was. I don't know. I just when I was a youngster, like 21. My partner had a Mustang, and he had it built, and it just. I remember when he downshifted, just the power, just like the feeling, and the thing about an old school when it gets on it, especially, it's just a different. It's not like that, and I watch a lot of European videos, but the exotics and stuff, and the paddle shifters, and it's just a different. It's a different acceleration. It's just more brutal.
Yeah, it is. It's brutal, bro. It's raw, like you said. You just feel like one with the machine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just raw. Even though we put all that trick shit in our car, all the like, for example, I'm running Detroit's GSE, my car front to back, and my suspension. It's still raw. It's still raw on the road. You're gonna feel everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure. I don't know what suspension you're running on your Chevelle. You're full frame, I believe, right? The Chevelle,
Well,
because
I got QA1, and then I have coilovers, and I have Hodgkins sway bars, and then I have a 4 link in the back. So
I got a 4 link too. Yeah, okay.
what else I have? I have like a Schwartz Performance, like rear and front, like cross member bar to stiffen the chassis. So I got a bunch of stuff, and then I did new performance body bushings. So like the car's gonna feel totally different than what it drove when I had it. So I'm just excited to get the car back, and man, it's just like you said, man. It's like having
Feel like Christmas.
it.
Feel like Christmas is coming soon, like a little kid, don't
It
you?
is. It is, man. And
Crazy.
yeah, man. It's I'm excited, man. I look forward to us getting some content, doing
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of branding with it. Doing a lot of events. Is there anything like what big shows in the Bay Area are you looking forward to? Like hitting up here in the next 6-7 months.
Uh, that's a good question because we just had a meeting today, this morning at breakfast with my crew. We just talked about which ones. There's a good one actually. Even might be worth for you coming down to film content in Livermore. Look it up, the Livermore Car Show. They shut down like all of downtown Livermore, several hundred cars. Steve usually comes out from East Bay Muscle Cars. A lot of hitters come out for that show. My crew, we come out deep, like 20 deep.
Livermore.
Actually, better.
Livermore's by where? That's by. Is it by?
So if you go to Good Guys, stay on 580, another 15 minutes up 580 up the highway.
So it's by Pleasanton.
Yeah, kinda. I would say 15 minutes more though. Okay, you know where Pleasanton 680 is right here. Let's just say it's Pleasanton, and this is 580. You just stay up 580 for another 15 minutes or so, and you'll run right into downtown Livermore. And then after Livermore, you got the Altamont, where basically you hit the mountain and you go over. Then you got Mountain House and Tracy's on the other
Okay,
side.
okay.
You start getting into the valley, so it's not that far.
Okay.
So 15, probably 20 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. I'd say 15 minutes after Pleasanton. Once you hit 580.
Are you gonna do the HRE show this year?
Which one?
The HRE show, they got a HRE open house June 1st. That's a pretty big show. That's coming up June 1st. I'm hoping to have one of my cars ready. I want to go out there and me and the wifey do an overnight and hit that up. That's a pretty big show. I mean, a lot of cars. And
That might be a thought, man. I'm gonna keep that in mind. That might be a thought. That
yeah,
might be
I'm
a
gonna go
thought.
out on
I
Friday.
want to see how my car's acting. I want to have some time with my car before I commit to any faraway
Yeah,
shows,
yeah, yeah,
or just do a trailer queen thing. Maybe just trailer to be safe, just to see, because I don't know.
yeah, yeah. That
See
show's
if I get
cool
some
because
guys
it's a
go.
lot of people from everywhere, and of course HRE makes some of the best wheels out there. So
Oh yeah,
cool
top
network.
notch.
Yeah,
Top notch. People don't know about HRE, just like Force Line. A lot of people don't know unless you're a car buff, because that's what I got. I got two sets of Fords. I got them on the Z01. That's another thing no one has. I don't got Ford Line. Ford Lines are built to last. Ford Lines were originally racing wheels. That's what Big Red runs, Ford Lines.
okay.
So those things don't leak, don't crack, bulletproof. I had Ford Giottos, garbage ass wheels. Sorry, Ford Giotto, your wheels suck. They all suck. They crack, they leak, they're weak. Ford Line's solid, never had an issue. HRE is the same way. They're built to last.
What about
You
tires?
could beat. What did I got? No, I don't have Toyos. What's the other ones I got?
Nitto?
Is it Mich? No, I don't have needles. A
Hoosier?
notch below Toyos.
Um, uh,
I think I got Michelin's.
Michelin
Goodyear,
Pilot
Goodyear.
Sport Cup?
There you go. That's the ones I got. There you go. That's the ones.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
They're good for street and road.
Yeah, yeah,
Good for both.
yeah, yeah.
Toyos are good. They grab better, they say, but they also wear out faster and they're expensive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Toyotas are expensive. I got those on one of my cars too. They're not cheap.
What do you got, Michelin?
I got Toyos on the Benz, but on the Chevelle I got Nitto. So
Needle's good too.
yeah, I got some Nittos, like the ones that are basically one step away from slick. So they're like street tires, but they're not.
Yes.
You don't drive them in the rain. You know.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what wheels? Because I'm running 19s all the way around. But originally I was gonna do 1920 staggered, but they talked me to do 19s, and I stuck with it. So I'm doing 1910s in the front and 1912 and a half in the rear. I'm mini tub
I
too.
got 19 9.5 in the front, and I got 20 by I want to say 10.5 in the rear. So a little bit
Okay.
stagger, got lip. I got the wheels I have are called
So you didn't tub your wheels. You didn't tub yourself in the back.
yeah, no, I didn't tub it because I know I didn't tub it, but I got a nice offset. I forgot the name of the wheels. The guy used to work for one of the big wheel companies, and he broke off, and I got a three piece. But you know what? To be honest, bro, I'm not gonna go three piece again because I've had to have a wheel sealed. They kind of leak. It's just a headache, man. And the car, like I'm like, damn, what the hell? So I had to take him in, they take him apart, reseal him, and going
Yeah.
forward, I'm not messing with any three piece no more, bro. I'd just rather get just a nice wheel.
I had the same thing. Problem with Ford Jaws at three piece and same
What
thing.
do you got? Two
Leak and
piece now or one piece?
I think it's a two piece Force line on the Z01,
Yeah.
and that is a good question. What I have on the 69. What I will tell you this: I have center locks though on the 69. You need a special
Oh,
tool.
okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
have center locks. So I don't know if those are three piece or two piece. Man, that is a good question.
yeah. I,
Damn.
I I don't remember what wheel you had on there, but I would imagine they're probably a two piece because I know on my
Yeah,
Porsche,
probably a two.
probably a two piece.
Because those are built to fucking run them, bro. They're built to go 200, 250
Yeah,
miles an hour. Like Red runs Force lines.
yeah.
That's one of the main reasons why I ran Force line. Watching him, and I seen how much he beat on his car and never had issues. I was like, and then my guy, that's all he uses, a lot of Force lines. That's just like he's a distributor for them. And like I said, I'm a customer and I've had those wheels for years. Not one issue, never. I've beaten on my car too.
Now, is there a for people who are local to the Bay? I know you're in San O. Is there a any local monthly car shows that you like to go to really check out? The car scene out there that's like popping.
Monthly car shows. I wouldn't say car shows, but there's a few meetups. There's a meetup at Morgan Hill that's pretty good. Once a month. I don't know. I don't have the dates on hand. I got another friend who throws a meetup here in San Jose. I think it's every 2 weeks. Morning meetups, pretty good. Gets pretty popping. Before it used to be kind of janky, but now it's popping. Like it got popping. What else is going on? I mean, there's so many shows in and around the Bay that I can't keep up. There's one here in San Jose, Willow Glen by Goombas. That's not till September. There's Picnic in the Park. That's kind of a late show in Frisco that gets popping in October. Basically, they rent out a spot in Golden Gate Park, and it's really not even a car show. It's just one big ass meetup. It's called Picnic in the Park. There's no trophy or nothing. It's really a get together.
Okay.
It's popping. That one's once a year. The only shit I hate about, and I've been complaining like, why the fuck do you do it in October, man? October 19th. Like, why you pick such a late day when the weather's already getting crappy?
Oh yeah,
Should do it in September, but
overtime shit, huh?
they can't get the dates for some reason. They get it earlier. It's like, dude, if y'all got it in September or August, September, it would be nuts. But that show, obviously, Good Guys is a big one, probably the biggest one. Livermore is good. There's a lot of other little shows that are popping up all over the place. I think we're gonna hit one up in Sac too this year.
Yeah,
I
because I
don't
know
know. I don't.
monthly out here, I go on Facebook, man, or Instagram, but monthly out here they have a Highline show the first Saturday of every month, and then they have
Okay.
there's a place called 4 to 4. They have a the first Saturday is Porsche Saturday, and then the second Saturday is like fast cars, so like exotics and fast cars, and then they have something else, but they have a car show every weekend, and then
Now this is in the Phoenix
this is
Scottsdale
in
area,
this is like
or
that's in
Chandler.
Scottsdale. The other shows in Scottsdale. There's even some stuff out here. I'm out in Gilbert. There's a few shows out here that are like every like second Saturday. I mean, I try to hit a lot of stuff because I'm always trying to meet people. So I'm always bouncing around, and
Yeah.
if a car show's kind of like hit, and then I'll go back if it's weak, and then I don't have a problem driving like 45, 50 minutes to go to a car show in the morning. So I'm all over the place.
No. Yeah, there's a lot. Arizona got a good car scene, man. I know they got badass cars out there. They're about their car life. There used to be a huge car show there once a month, man. That one dude from that old dude, man, he was a collector. I can't. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. I used to watch those shows on that like Motor Trend channel like, way back in the day. It was a different channel, like History, and damn, he's from like Connecticut, and he was always buying
Huh.
cars, shopping. I don't know. I know you know who he is, anyways. And I remember him going to a meetup, or it was a monthly car show in Arizona that was huge, man. It was dope. I can't remember the name of it. It was
Oh, they have
popping.
okay. Well, every Saturday they have one of the oldest running car shows
It's
west
been there
of the
for years too.
Mississippi.
It's been going on for years consistently. I
It's
can't
at
remember the name.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pavilions. They got a show. I haven't been in a while, but you can go there any Saturday, and it's packed. I mean, it's a really big car show. When I get my car back, I'm gonna definitely hit it up. But they have every Saturday. They have a show at the pavilions, and as it's gonna start getting hot here, so it'll start getting more into the evening when they start throwing it. Then they got a big car show once a month in Tucson. I haven't been out there though, but they have a big car show out there. So there is a lot of car stuff out here. It's a different car scene, which is cool
Fucking turn
because
off.
you got a little. It's a little bit different because of even
Let
the
me do
the
this.
culture. Where LA is like it's a flossy floss car community, a lot different. So I think yeah, man, we'll get into on these, as we start picking up momentum here, we're going to get into some of the shop talk and giving these guys some pointers on their cars as far as like the difference between maybe pro street, pro touring, resto rod, and hopefully help some of these people so they don't make a lot of the mistakes we made building our cars.